Jaguar Wright just exposed what 50% cut from the Diddy documentary, and it's way darker than what Netflix showed you. She's naming names, leaking footage, and revealing 50's real agenda. Look, you clicked on this video because you heard Jaguar Wright is going nuclear on 50 Cent's Diddy documentary. And honestly, you're right to be curious. While everyone's busy talking about what made it into Sean Combs' The Reckoning on Netflix, Jaguar just revealed what got left on the cutting room floor. And trust me when I say this, it wasn't cut because it wasn't explosive enough. Here's what you're about to discover in this video. First, the footage Jaguar collected that Netflix straight up refused to air. Second, why major industry figures like Jay-Z and Clive Davis barely got mentioned. Third, what 50 Cent really wants from all this. And finally, the names and evidence Jaguar is now releasing to the public. This isn't just about one documentary, okay? This is about decades of industry secrets finally coming to light, and some very powerful people don't want you knowing the full story. So stick with me, because what you're about to hear will change how you see this whole situation. Before we dive into what Jaguar leaked, you need to understand what actually happened in the recent few weeks. Internet spent almost 2 years making this 4-part series for Netflix.
You think about that. Look at what happened from that. See, and this is why this documentary is I'm not calling it a documentary. I'm calling it a mockumentary. That's what I call it.
That's Bible tech.
I call it a mockumentary. I feel like this whole thing is mocking me. That's how I feel. It's wild. But go ahead.
Was there anything at all that you were watching this documentary that was new information to you?
New?
Yes.
No.
From the history of Puff, him coming up, anything new?
No. There was nothing new for me. There was nothing new for me. The only thing that was new was what was coming forward that had never come forward before. Kirk Burroughs finally admitting out loud that he had...
It covers Diddy's entire life, from his childhood in Harlem, through the rise of bad boy entertainment, all the way to his recent arrest and conviction. We're talking about a comprehensive look at one of hip-hop's biggest mogul. The documentary includes never-before-seen footage of Diddy talking to his lawyers just days before his arrest. There are interviews with people from his inner circle. There are even conversations with actual jurors from his trial. That's wild, right? You almost never get that kind of access. But here's the thing, and this is important. Everyone who was supposed to be in this documentary actually made it to the final cut. Gene Deal, who was Diddy's former bodyguard and probably knows more dirt than anyone.
Don't even sound. I want to put her on blast because she was telling me, she was saying to me that what I was asking for was crazy and they wasn't spending money like that. I'm talking about you got footage, you got clothing, you got. I was doing footage. I had pictures, all the stuff that I had. You could figure out a way to pay a brother and stuff like that. And then I was telling her about some prices that I've already received, and I had the invoices to show it. And then she was calling me like I was lying. I'm like, yo, who do you think you talking to? You know what I'm saying? And she was talking about, there's no way nobody paid. Nobody what? I say, first of all you people come with these documentaries and stuff, the first thing you tell me, y'all tell these people out here that y'all don't pay, and y'all pay. If you can make a picture look like $10,000, $15,000, you know what I'm saying? You can sit here and tell me that you're gonna pay me for my time sitting right down here with y'all. You understand? So then, one thing led to another, and I was like, all right, well then, F you, I spoke to 50, and then she said 50, and this is exact words that came out her mouth. 50 does not determine what
one got cut. Why? Because he had disagreements with the director, Alex Stapleton, about payment and creative control. And Jaguar, right? Her footage was labeled too controversial for Netflix. Let that sink in for a second. Too controversial for a documentary about a man convicted on serious charges. So, the real question becomes, if this is supposed to be the reckoning, why did so much get left out? Why are we only getting part of the story? That's what we're here to figure out. All right, let's get into what Jaguar actually said. And believe me, she did not hold back. Jaguar Wright straight up called this documentary a mockumentary, not a documentary, a mockumentary. She says it mocks your intelligence as a viewer. According to her, about 80% of what's shown in THOS4 episodes is information she's been sharing publicly for years. She literally said, I feel like this whole thing is mocking me. Now, you might think she's just upset she wasn't included, but wait until you hear what she says is missing. Because when you see the full picture, you'll understand why she's so angry. This isn't about ego. This is about truth getting watered down to protect certain people. Here's where things get really interesting, and honestly kind of unsuspicious. Jaguar notes that there aren't many prominent industry figures in this documentary. Some are not present at all. We're discussing those who were in the midst of it all, maybe once or twice. Jay-Z is referenced, that's all. Despite living at Diddy.
Yeah, he was there for so much of it. Because right after the Diddler beat the crap out of Steve Stout, the Jigga Man poked up on Rivera. Not long after that. All of this stuff happened around the same time.
Why do you think Jay-Z wasn't involved in none of this?
Well, I mean, he was involved in a lot of it. You mean, why wasn't he mentioned?
Yeah, mentioned in the documentary at all.
I mean, there was a lot of people that weren't mentioned. Matter of fact, not too many people in the industry were mentioned who were there and present. Isn't that cute?
Very true.
They found a way to tell that.
The Star Island home during some of the major events detailed in the documentary. Stevie J, one of Diddy's primary producers for many years, was surgically excised from the narrative. Clive Davis is another. 51% of Bad Boy Records was controlled by this man. 51%. In other words, he owned the majority. However, he only receives roughly 35 seconds of television time in a 4-part documentary series. In what way does that make sense? Who is the most sinful celebrity you have ever encountered? I am aware that there is no bigger immorality, but I was thinking, damn, this Clyde Davis devil incarnate, Davis Clyde. He's Janis Joplin. In order to prevent Betty Wright from disclosing that he was Janis Joplin, he used blackmail. Whitney Houston was killed by him. Music Jaguar didn't even hesitate to name the worst celebrity she has ever encountered. Clive Davis, she said, referred to him as the devil in human form. She continued by accusing him of being the cause of other fatalities in the industry, including Whitney Houston and Janis Joplin. I'm not claiming that all of it is accurate, but it's intriguing that a man with that level of authority and those types of accusations receives less than a minute in a documentary meant to be about accountability. He was hardly affected by the documentary. And Espanol claims that's because discussing Clive Davis entails discussing the entire bad boy power system. It entails revealing the true depth of things. And some individuals don't want that. This is one of the aspects that truly irritated Jaguar. So let's take a moment to discuss Kim Porter. Watching that was fascinating. You're not thinking. Kim's account. She was arguably the most pathetic witness they called to testify about the entire situation. Wait, Kina? Why do you say that? She was feeling something. She was feeling something. Do you refer to it that way? I'm attempting to refer to it as that. Capricorn Clark had strong feelings. I'll make her feel something. I'm sitting there staring at someone who, in my opinion, seems to be battling a drug problem while attempting to remain composed on camera. She is sitting there, terrified to say anything at all since she is involved in a custody dispute, but no one is noticing. Jaguar believes the documentary didn't adequately reflect Kim Porter. Kim, who was the mother of Diddy's children and passed away inexplicably in 2018, ought to have played a major role, but others spoke on her behalf. Kina Harper, a former artist of Diddy's, is one example. What do you think of the way Kim Porter was presented in this documentary about reckoning? She was not at all portrayed. Indeed, they did not. That's the problem. She was not at all portrayed well. Kima spoke for her. Watching that was fascinating. Do you not believe Kima's testimony? She was arguably the most pathetic witness they called to testify about the entire situation. Wait, Kina, why do you say that? She was feeling something. She was feeling something. You referred to it as such. I'm attempting to refer to it as that. Capricorn Clark had strong feelings. I'll make her feel something. I'm sitting there staring at someone who, in my opinion, seems to be battling a drug problem while attempting to remain composed on camera. In the meantime, no one is paying attention to the fact that she is sitting there terrified to say anything at all. Says she is fighting for custody of her children, and she needs to be careful what she says since it can make it impossible for her to win her children back. Did no one notice that? Yes? I am aware. She said she wanted $5,000 from Diddy, and he responded, yeah. She wanted $5,000 from her former bandmate and a billionaire, and he wouldn't even give her $5,000 to help her get her kids back. Why not? However, no one is discussing her husband's identity with Diddy. He is one of Diddy's most important henchmen. Yes, indeed. No, that's news. He's a loyalist. He's a Diddy. Kina is bisexual as well. Therefore, I think it's kind of intriguing that she saw nothing. There was nothing around her. She had no knowledge of anything. Additionally, to see him not putting anything insane on her, this is precisely what she said while she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta with Stevie J, who was also left out of this documentary because he lived at the Star Island residence. Tell me something. How come there is no Stevie Jet and you have all that information about Little Rod? It was quite intriguing, since part of the material that Little Rod supplied with this documentary was not included in the trial and was shared with no one else with whom he conducted an interview. There are pictures of him on the yacht with French Montana and the Diddler. Yes. However, nothing about Stevie Jet was surgically removed. Jaguar described Keena's interview as pathetic after watching it. Not because Keena was lying, but more because Jaguar feels she knows why she was holding back. When it was being filmed, Keena was fighting for custody of her children. Jaguar notes that Keena's case would be compromised if she revealed what she truly knew. In court, whatever she said on tape might be used against her. There's more to this. According to Jaguar, Keena's hubby is a Diddy dubboy, one of Diddy's closest friends. Keena, who is married to a member of Diddy's social circle, is being urged to go on camera about what she witnessed while battling to regain her children. Can you see how difficult that is? Can you understand why she might be lying? Additionally, Jaguar notes that Keena is bisexual and was present when Lil Rod was filming at Star Island, the same Star Island residence where several of the claimed assaults took place. However, Keena asserted that she didn't observe anything questionable. And Stevie J, who actually resided in that home at the moment, he is completely absent from the documentary. Not even brought up. It's not a coincidence. It is a decision. Let's now discuss Gandil, as his narrative reveals a great deal about what went wrong in the background. Gandil served as Diddy's bodyguard for many years. He was present at every event, including parties, business transactions, street activities, and everything else. He was meant to play a significant role in this documentary. 50 Cent also gave Gan a call to discuss getting involved. However, Jean then spoke with director Alex Stapleton over the phone. Gan also claims that she treated him disrespectfully. She informed him that 50 Cent had no say over what was included or excluded from the documentary. 50 doesn't determine what individuals are paid, she claimed. Gene left because he didn't think the money offered was worth the value of his footage and his narrative. Can you really blame him? Documentary. Many important details were omitted. We should have lost a lot of people as a result of him if they were going to take action and say things like, Diddy the Reckoning or Shun Khan the Reckoning. Do you understand what I mean? Big wasn't the only one. You know, it wasn't only Tupac. For the environment he created for those children. Anthony Wolf Jones, who was a member of Bad Boy from the beginning, is a security guard and one of Puff's financiers. He needs money to keep Craig Mack and Big around before he can reach Clyde Davey. According to Gene, significant tragedies like Anthony Wolf, Jones's passing were not covered in the documentary. Wolf was a close friend and former bodyguard of Diddy who was killed. Gan claims that the production team lacked the intelligence needed to adequately tell these stories. However, this is what I believe is actually happening. Not because they didn't have the information. It's because sharing those tailies would lead to an excessive number of inquiries, connections, and influential individuals who would prefer not to have their names brought up. This brings us to the wider picture. Because this goes beyond what was removed from a single documentary. Do you want to know why I haven't been vindicated? Because I've been yelling that Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters for the past 4 years? And the victim-making machine has continued? Since these accusations were made against Diddy, Jay-Z has been notably silent. Why? In your opinion, is that because he does just that? Everywhere he goes, he lights small flames. Makes everyone go get water while he slips away. Out an answer. That has since changed. Sean, do you recall the time Jaguar called Jay-Z and Diddy monsters live on Piers Morgan's show? That video went viral right away. Everyone was discussing it. But then, an odd thing occurred. Only one day after it was shown, the video was removed, censored, deleted, and gone. Take a moment to consider that. One significant media personality is Piers Morgan. Millions of people watch his show. However, someone was powerful enough to get that video taken down in less than a day. That provides all the information you need to understand the kind of power. These individuals possess production businesses are under their authority. Media outlets are under their authority. They have the power to decide what you see and hear. Even 50 cents, gun at movies and Netflix. That kind of pressure affects everyone. Right, you will find this following section uncomfortable, but it must be said. He had been attempting to reach Bieber for a moment, but his management was refusing to support him. However, this wasn't until Usher assumed control and granted the Diddler interim guardianship for 48 hours. Consider that. He has visited the hospital before. You took Bieber. There in the scenario Gene was referring to, but you were granted custody of him beforehand. According to Jaguar, a portion of the documentary that featured Justin Bieber and Diddy was removed. You'll see why this is so unsettling once you hear the background. Diddy has been attempting to get close to Bieber for years, but Bieber's management consistently blocked it. According to Jaguar, they shielded him after realizing something wasn't quite right. Usher then assumed command. Justin Bieber was temporarily placed under Diddy's custody for 48 hours by Usher, who had a tumultuous past with Diddy. 48 hours with a youngster in his teens. And this came after Bieber had already been admitted to the hospital. Jaguar claims that Gene Deal discussed it in interviews, but she doesn't disclose what. Jaguar poses the query that everyone is considering. Does that seem like someone defending Justin? Does that sound like a decent man? Now that we understand why did Usher give Diddy an adolescent Justin Bieber, given what Diddy was reportedly doing, although this video is purportedly out there, it was left out of the Netflix documentary. Jaguar thinks that well-known figures like Usher and Bieber were shielded, either by financial agreements or legal pressure. To be honest, that makes sense, since adding that video would raise a whole other set of concerns about other celebrities who were aware of what was going on. The main reason Jaguar's upset is that she doesn't think 50 Cent made this documentary out of kindness. Cent is attempting to unseat Diddy. No, he's attempting to get Jay-Z and Diddy out of the way so he can take over. In all honesty, I'm not angry with him. Simply put, I don't trust him. Because in actuality, he would simply be a different kind of monster. He doesn't want anything to alter. All he wants is to be the person in charge of it. You see, the simplest thing to do is to hold your opponent accountable for things you know they won't acknowledge. Because of his perspective, he eliminated all of that Diddy _ When that C&D came out, how come there are so many pretenders? They now have Curtis Jackson, an even bigger one. According to Jaguar, 50 Cent is not attempting to overthrow Diddy in order to aid victims or reveal the truth. She believes he wants to displace Jay-Z and Diddy so he can take control of the hip-hop business. He doesn't want things to change. According to her, all he wants is to be in charge of it. He would simply be a different kind of monster. Harsh, but consider this. Diddy and 50 Cent have been at odds for more than 20 years. He has been making fun of him and harassing him on social media. Deal suddenly, he's producing a documentary about responsibility. Jaguar isn't buying it, and she doesn't hesitate to express it. However, she didn't end there. She took it a step farther. Jaguar has threatened to expose 50 Cent for allegedly permitting the disposal of toxic trash at his Millennium Studios site in Shreveport in exchange for money. She made it clear that she wasn't speaking in an accused manner. She said she has evidence and knows what he has been doing. She sent 50 Cent a clear message. I'm going to tell everyone that Diddy _ isn't the only taste you have. So you better do right by Shreveport. Boom. It's a direct shot. According to her, 50 may have secrets of his own that he would prefer to keep hidden. This is the Jaguar's source of frustration. To be honest, I understand. Have you ever attended a P-Dye? To be honest, can you thus describe what happened while you were there? Cash, did you find it surprising that his homes had so many cameras?
No.
So, when you hear that Cassie was instructed to pay male escorts to attend what are now known as freak-offs, is that something that typically occurs in Hollywood? Yes. Freak-offs. Hey, is everyone aware of that? I've been stating this. What makes Puffy? Why? Why now? Then, because, like R, he is currently the acceptable monster. The last time I sat on this couch was with Kelly. For years, Jaguar's been discussing Diddy's actions. When individuals inquired, she didn't sugarcoat what transpired at Diddy's events. When word leaked out about the cameras in Diddy's homes, she responded, "Money, it sucks." The claim that Cassie was instructed to employ male escorts for freak-offs did not surprise her. For years, she had spoken all of this in public, but no one seemed interested in hearing it. She was referred to as insane by others. She was accused of pursuing clout. She was written off as a resentful former artist with a grudge. Now that Diddy has been found guilty, everyone wants to appear stunned. Everyone tries to act as though they were unaware. However, Jaguar was yelling about it the entire time. Everyone knew freak-offs, she added. Indeed, everyone was aware of it. I've been stating this. Why, therefore, does Diddy? Why right now? Since he is currently the monster that is acceptable. The last time was like R. Kelly. It's a strong statement. She claims that the industry decides who and when to sacrifice. It has nothing to do with justice. It has to do with managing the story. She then made a statement that ought to catch everyone's attention. Next up is Jay-Z. She has already determined who she believes will fall next. She is also no longer holding back. What does this mean for us now? Now that Jaguar's making all of this public, what will happen? Jaguar claims to be prepared to reveal additional names. Further proof and video that was left out of Netflix's version. She's done being polite. She has had enough of strong individuals shielding one another while victims are neglected. In all honesty, I believe that more people will come forward because when one person speaks up, others are encouraged to do the same. Right now, the Netflix documentary may be at the top of the charts. People may be discussing it everywhere at work and on social media. However, Jaguar wants you to understand that this is only the beginning. The real reckoning, which has yet to begin. Why are so many important characters absent from this documentary if it was meant to be the whole story? Despite being so close to Diddy for decades, why was Jay-Z not mentioned? What is the reason behind the purported removal of footage featuring Justin Bieber? Why does Clive Davis, the owner of the majority stake in Bad Boy, receive less than a minute of screen time? The most important question of all is why Jaguar thinks 50 Cent has a personal motive unrelated to aiding victims. What are your thoughts on all of this? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. Do you believe Jaguar's going too far, or do you think she has a point? Do you think 50 Cent had good intentions when he filmed this documentary, or did he have personal agendas? I read every remark, so please let me know what you think of this. I'll see you at the next one.